Okay. Good morning, Dr. Joe. How you doing? Hope everything's okay. Doing all right for you and everything this morning. Hope you're in good health and in good spirits. Good morning to my YouTube crowd. We're getting a little more. We're getting a little more. Y'all gotta share the message because it is the only place in Montgomery where free speech still lives. I don't have to agree with you. As long as you know. The only speech I do not like is when you attack people personally, especially when you don't really know them. You. I mean, come on. I mean, you can attack what they believe, but don't attack people. Okay, and I'm not politically correct at all, but there's some arguments that are a waste of time to have. Okay, like trying to compare intellectual brain pan power with me. Listen, that's a loss. You lost that already. I never told you guys I was an autodidact. Okay. And I just never told you, but I am. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's leave that alone first thing in the morning. It is too early in the morning to be passing out the Bravo Sierra. Good morning to you. It is 7:07 in the morning, and the weather outside in the city of Montgomery, it is 58 degrees. We got a high today of 83. But it's gonna be hopefully it's gonna be a nice day. Today's temperature is forecast is nearly the same as it were yesterday. Okay, let's look at a little further weather. Today, a high of 83, a 15% chance of it's a 15% chance of weather or precipitation. Sunshine and a few afternoon clouds. Slight chance of rain. Higher between 83, higher 83, and the wind south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. On tonight, okay, some clouds. Areas of patchy fog developing, low around 60 degrees, winds light and variable. On tomorrow, a little bit more of the same. There's a little bit of better chance of getting to rain tomorrow. I like rain. I mean, that's why I love Washington State. It always rained, always. I loved it. Anyway, 24% chance of precipitation, overcast skies on tomorrow. A stray shower or a thunderstorm is possible. Okay. Yep. High tomorrow around 80 degrees. I'm telling you, it's on the way, people. It's on the way. Of course, Alabama Power will figure out a reason to charge us more because, no matter what the weather is. That's a whole different story. But it looks like the legislature is trying to do something about it. Us getting screwed, glued, and tattooed. If they don't do nothing else this session, we need to put Alabama Power under some sort of, I don't know. You shouldn't all just be able to raise prices because you feel like it. And they're the only people I know that if they got to spend more money for their business, I can't charge for my little bitty business, and that's what it is. I'm a little self-employed with my computer business. I can't charge customers for everything that goes wrong. Give me a price, and that's the price. I don't know. But Alabama Power gets to stick it to us no matter what's going on. If it's hot, well, they're using that grid. If it's cold, well, they're using that grid. I mean, isn't that why you guys are in business? And we don't mind you making a profit. We don't have no problem making a profit at all. But you know what? You shouldn't make all the money off me. That's all I'm just saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, give the rich people. They got all kinds of money. Let them pay the light bill. Anyway, and Meta, no, 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 no. I don't think we want that thing in Montgomery. I think it's already too late though. But watch our bill's going to go, and then they're going to blame it on the Meta thing. They're going to the bill had to go up because y'all using a lot of power from the Meta thing. Okay, now if a whole lot of people out there getting the job, then I can almost pay a little bit extra more if we're going to benefit somebody. But if all it's going to do is benefit Alabama Power, forget that crap. Anyway, let me calm down. I'm feeling pretty good today. So nothing's going to bother me. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is Decision. You know why we call it that? Because everything we do requires us to make one. And even when we decide not to make one, guess what we just did? We made one. So have a good morning. It's time to rise and shine. The clock on the wall says it's 7:10. Let's go to work. we're wasting daylight.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I feel like that.
Alrighty then. Well, you know what time it is? It is time for our daily bread. A word from on high. And it'll change your, give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Okay? So, hang loose, get the message, and then we're going to be talking. Now, I'm expecting somebody around 8 o'clock to pop in on our studio, but I'm not sure they're going to do it or not. I left them the info. Okay? That's all I can do. Leave them the info. Okay.
Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take.
Again, it is time for our daily bread. We'll come back. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Okay, so I was yesterday. Okay, stop that. Hold on, stop that. No, I'll tell you when I get back. Anyway, we'll be back after this. You won't believe the conversation I was having yesterday. Okay, you just won't believe it. Some of my friends. Okay, I ain't got but like 3 friends. So yeah, there was. I'll tell you later. We'll be back.
Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21. Hello, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled Plans Disrupted, was written by Leslie Coe. Jane's plans to become a speech therapist ended when an internship revealed the job was too emotionally challenging for her. Then she was given the opportunity to write for a magazine. She'd never seen herself as an author, but years later she found herself advocating for needy families through her writing. Looking back, I can see why God changed my plans, she says. He had a bigger plan for me. The Bible has many stories of disrupted plans. On his second missionary journey, Paul had sought to bring the gospel into Bithynia, but the Spirit of Jesus stopped him. This must have seemed mystifying. Why was Jesus disrupting plans that were in line with the God-given mission? The answer came in a dream one night. Macedonia needed him even more. There, Paul would plant the first church in Europe. Solomon also observed in Proverbs chapter 19, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." It's sensible to make plans. A well-known adage goes, "Fail to plan, and you plan to fail." But God may disrupt our plans with His own. Our challenge is to listen and obey, knowing we can trust God. If we submit to His will, we'll find ourselves fitting into His purpose for our lives. As we continue to make plans, we can add a new twist. Plan to listen. Listen to God's plan. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Acts chapter 16, verse 6 through 10. Paul and his companions traveled throughout the region of Phrygia and Galatia, having been kept by the Holy Spirit from preaching the word in the province of Asia. When they came to the border of Mysia, they tried to enter Bithynia, but the Spirit of Jesus would not allow them to. So they passed by Mysia and went down to Troas. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man of Macedonia standing and begging him, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." After Paul had seen the vision, we got ready at once to leave for Macedonia, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them. Now, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful to know that as your children, you have the perfect plan for each of us. And help us to also know that we can rest in you with full confidence, knowing that if we seek you first, we will discover our true purpose. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Many are the plans in a person's heart.
All right, y'all give my granddaughter a hand out here now. Now, for us. Okay, and just so you guys know this is these kids are from Montgomery, Alabama, who go to McMillan. $9 party. You listen to what you hear. Yeah, that's who's doing it. That's why I play this every morning. They actually did a better, just as good a job as the pros did. These are elementary school kids. Thought I'd let you know. Come on now. You're wasting daylight. Let's go. Okay then. Now I have I meant to play this other day. Okay, maybe I'll play it tomorrow. I'll play it tomorrow. It's called Live a Life of Significance" by Tim Tebow, and I love this one. But I won't do unless you guys want to hear it. I mean, it really is it motivates you to to do better than what we normally do. I'm just saying that's what it does. I mean, I like it. I mean, okay, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Anyway, a lot of stuff has come up lately about Alabama Power, and what I want to do is I want to share something with you guys right now that I found the other day online in one of our Facebook groups, and I think it's called Alabama Power Corruption or something like that. I believe that's what they call it. Listen, I don't know if they corrupt. I just know they're greedy. Okay, and maybe it's the same thing. I'm not sure, but they're greedy. They just greedy. However, th- a lady was explaining to me and other people who want to listen there is something you can do about your bill. I don't know exactly what, but there is something you can do about it. As soon as I figure this out here. Okay, let me see. Okay, and she is a woman who evidently, um, she has dealt with Alabama Power for a while now. So what I want to do is share this with you guys and see whether or not you can extract anything out of this thing. Um, Hey, I got PT. I got the PT on my thing right here, man. Just cut me some slack now. I got some. It's coming, but things go. But this is more important than PT. This right here because everybody is feeling the pinch right now of Alabama Power. Everybody now, evidently, there's a bill in the House. The lawmakers are coming to a bill now targets Alabama Power profits, overhauling the utility regulation. Yeah, somebody need to overhaul it because this is crazy. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys listen to what she says, and you can see whether or not you feeling it because I think the woman's got a lot of sense here about the whole power thing. So hang loose. Let me make sure I get okay. There we go. There she goes right there. That's her. Okay, madam, take it away.
There are some things I want to go over that I don't think a lot of us knew. I didn't. I know many of you don't. Okay. So, you know how some of us are on budget billing? That's not.
Now, budget billing is when you go to Alabama Power and you say, "Well, I want my bill to be approximately the same every month." And I say approximately because I had budget billing for years, and it didn't quite work out the same. I mean, it didn't stray too far from it, but it is a thing you can do. The problem is when you don't use in the summertime when you use a lot of electricity to keep your house cool and stuff like that, then yeah, that helps. But in the wintertime, when you ain't doing all that cooling and all that stuff, then you still end up paying the same amount of money that you were paying for the summertime. So I don't know if budget billing's all that great after all. But let her finish, and she's going to tell you some things that you can do, hopefully, to help your bill.
This new. I didn't. I know many of you don't, okay? So you know how some of us are on budget billing. That's not the only plan that you can select. So, number one, you can just listen to these and then you can go back and Google them. My voice can't tell you all about it, but I am going to tell you the plans that you can choose. There's a plan called Standard Family Dwelling Rate. Okay, so the Standard Family Dwelling Rate is usually what most of you are going to be on. It's going to be the default rate that you probably don't even know you're on if you didn't choose otherwise, okay? So that's probably what you're on if you have not chosen or you're not on budget bill, but you have other options. Number two is a plan called Time Advantage Rate Plan. This is all going to be based on when you're using your power, when your peak time is, when you're home the most, when you're gone. So these are what these plans are based off of. So some of these plans may help us out, okay? The other one is called a Family Dwelling Demand Rate Plan. So if you don't have budget billing, you're probably on the default, and you don't have to be. That might not be what's best for you. You can go in and look at the other ones that I mentioned. Also, if you are on SSI disability, I know it's not a lot, don't shoot the messenger, but you do qualify for a discount. It's only like $14 or $15 a month, but it is a discount. So you can apply for it.
Can I add something?
Yes. So apply for it. Is it a lot? No, it's not. I don't make up that amount. I don't know who does, but it's there for you. And if you are on disability, by all means, go and apply for it. $15 is $15 that they owe you guys, okay?
Okay, so what she's saying is that if you're on SSI or disability, something like that, at least you can get $15 back from them. You know, you get $15 off, which is really, you know, I mean, listen, have you ever been broke before? Yeah, of course you have been. $15 come in handy sometimes. Let's continue.
My husband did want to add something about budget billing because this was a big one with us today. It's been a big one. I'll let him explain to you what happened to us with budget billing.
It really didn't help.
In case it's happened to some of you. You can add all that.
So if you're on budget billing, you need to call and get them to see if you've been paying over what you've actually been using, because that goes into reserve for you. Back about, what'd you say, but it was about 15 years ago, wasn't it? This happened to us. We were on budget billing, but our bills were like extremely high.
Exactly.
That was back when we had the $600-$700 bills all the time. And back then we didn't make quite about the money, whatever. But anyway, long story short, our power got disconnected. It said we owed a certain amount of money and plus a $500 reconnect fee.
Yeah.
I pretty much just demanded to talk to someone in charge, got to someone in charge. Come to find out, we've been paying that budget billing for so long, but not using what we were paying. So it went into a positive for us.
Okay, now I've never known this before. I was paying budget billing since I got here because I wanted to make sure. And according to him, if you've been paying budget billing for all of that, because I looked at the bill in the summertime and in the wintertime, and basically it was the same. Now I knew I wasn't using all that electricity in the wintertime because we had gas heat. So there was no extra power consumption in the wintertime on my electric bill because my heat was gas. So when it used to be called Alagasco was sticking it to me, and then it was Alabama Power sticking it to me with a blindfold. So we was getting stuck either way it goes. Okay. So evidently, according to him, now you can call him and see, if you're paying extra than what you actually own, then it goes into some sort of reserve. And so when they tell you one day we're going to put you in the dark, you say, well, whoa, where's all that extra money I've been paying? But let me let him finish that there.
Demanded to talk to someone in charge, got to someone in charge. Come to find out, we've been paying that budget billing for so long, but not using what we were paying. So it went into a positive for us. And of course, it took me a long time to argue and complain to the lady I was talking to who was in charge, but they had to use what was in our reserve, which was like $700 and something that we paid over.
Mm-hmm.
And we made them use that to cut our power back on. So if you're on budget billing, call and check that. That's my one advice for you.
Okay, so that is something we wanted to just kind of share with you because the budget billing, we had no idea. We just knew our power got turned off and we were overpaying, way overpaying.
Okay, wait a minute. What do we learn this morning? Okay, they cut white people's power off too. So, okay, black people, don't just sit out there and think they cut black people power off. No. They cut white folks power off too. Okay, I'm feeling good about that because now everybody get treated the same. I'm just saying, yeah. So let's not be whining about Alabama power only cutting off black folks. These folks right here look like pretty hard working people right here, but sometimes you get in life where you get to and they cut off their power too. But they found out through her husband was a tenacious man and found out that in the wintertime and the summertime, whenever you pay your light bill, if you're on budget billing, you know that they're charging you approximately the same amount, how, um, no matter how much you use. Well, okay, where does that overage go? Well, according to them, it goes into an overage budget evidently for you. And you can use that to pay your bill, I guess, at least get them to turn it back on like they did. I just want to let you know that white people get the bills turned off. Okay, I just want to. Okay, white people get their lights turned off too. Just want to let you know. Cause I know black people. I heard somebody out there. I don't know who it was. I heard somebody black say, "Yeah, they wouldn't do black people that way." Yeah, they do. They wouldn't do white people that way. Yeah, they do. They put them in the dark. As a matter of fact, if you work at Alabama Power and you don't pay your bill, from what I understand, talking to a lady in there one day, they'll cut them off quicker than they will you. So, okay, I'm just saying. Now, let me finish this up.
And so that's something you can look into. Okay. Again, one more time so you can Google it. Most of you are probably on a default, which is called standard family dwelling rate. The other rates that you can look at is time advantage rate plan and family dwelling demand rate plan. I think those are the only three other than budget billing. So look into that. It's supposed to, help us with our usage and put it, I don't really know. This is new to me. I just learned it. So maybe for us, the standard is not what we need. Maybe budget billing is not what we need. So these are things we too are going to sit down as a family tonight and look at. And I wanted to share those with you guys. Okay. Bye, guys.
All right. Appreciate it. I love that. And that's what little feeling down your legs. Okay. Anyway, that was good. All right. So what you need to do, evidently, if you're on SSI, if you are, let me get my face out of here. If you're on SSI or you're on disability, evidently you can get $15 off a month. Now I realize right now $15 don't sound like a whole lot, but if you've ever been broke, $15 comes $15 mighty fine sometimes. Let me see. Oh, it's my favorite friend. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can get him on. Okay. Yes, Mr. Lowry.
Girl, I ain't got no comments yet.
Man, I'm looking.
You cut off my freedom of speech.
I know, but I went into it last night and I called StreamYard. I don't have you blocked, so I got to figure out what's going on with that.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you're averaging, you think your bill ought to go down in the winter?
Absolutely, because I don't use.
Why would it? Use that dense. If you're averaging, it's broke out per month over the year.
No. But we.
That's what average it is.
Right. I know what the word means, but the problem is that we just get my
There's
bill.
No problem. You live in an apartment. I live in
I'm
a
talking
house,
about
and
my
I ain't
house.
griping. I'm okay with it.
I'm talking about my house
Now I would
because
know you get $15 off.
well, I don't get $15, but I'm going down there to
Well,
get
you
it.
got that mental health. You get the check.
Yeah, well,
Hey, let me ask you a math question.
Yes,
You ready?
yeah.
1.7 billion is how many $100 million?
All I can tell you, it's a lot of them.
It's 17 of them.
Okay, that's a lot.
Maybe Willie Durham can call in and tell me where they $1,700 million projects in the city of Montgomery. That lie that mayor tells every year, he's such a damn liar.
But
And this whole thing about the red light thing, he ain't investing a dime. They're bringing a company in from Arizona that's going to pay for the things and charge. It's a moneymaker. It ain't going to stop people.
Everything money makes money.
But that's the only reason he's doing it. It's not because he's policing or anything. It's such a lying little thing. But Willie Durham, call in and tell me where there's where there's $1,700 million projects in Montgomery, and don't tell me Meta. How many people work at Meta?
Well, nobody's working there yet.
Do they produce anything?
Well, they in charge of collecting data. So somebody's doing. They're
That's
doing
machines. It's computers.
Yeah.
How many people they hired out there?
Well, I don't think they hired anybody yet.
But that's always the answer. Meta. It's a building with equipment in it. It's not like you go in the Hyundai and make it something.
Right, but
Willie Durham, call in and help me with the lie of the 1.7 billion. Tell me where $1,700 million projects are in Montgomery.
Okay. Well,
you know where any of them are?
No, I don't. I mean, I think Meta and they got that new one, the DOS, whatever it is. They
How much is your power bill that you gripe about it every day?
For my little apartment here, my power bill was $325. I don't use it. I don't use.
And you think because you got gas heat, there's no electricity used?
No, I don't have gas heat here. But in my house,
you had gas heat.
Yeah, in my house I did for years.
You don't have a house.
Well, I had a house.
Your wife took it. Or did she buy it?
Let me ask something. Let me ask something. Does everything from you got to be a personal insult? I mean, seriously.
It is with you. I hate the lying thing. The lying thing really gets me about the military. And what gets me is people like Willie Durham know you're a liar, but never call you out. Why do black people never call liars out? Other liars.
Can you be quiet for 1 second?
What is it with black people that won't call black people out?
See, this is why people don't like you.
I don't care. I'm comfortable and on my skin. You can have Camilla call me a racist every day, every minute, and it don't bother me because I'm comfortable in my own skin. I know who I am, what I am.
Well, we know what you are. So
what am I?
You
am I a bigot like the people that call in your show? You think Camilla's not a bigot?
You are a bigot.
You think Duke ain't a bigot?
Well, we all are bigots.
Is Duke a bigot?
We all are bigots.
Is Camilla a bigot?
Man, she has.
Is Willie Durham a bigot?
The
thing I hate about Willie Durham is he's a hypocrite.
We all are.
Willie Durham's always talking about, it's good to have diversity. He ain't got one damn white person working for him.
Well, now
he's such a pathetic hypocrite.
Okay, now what you need to do is find out if you know what you're talking about.
I do. Tell me, Willie Durham's got a white person over there?
Again, you need to find out.
Is Willie Durham? No, you brought it up. Tell me
right.
Willie Durham has a white person.
Well, it's not my job. If Willie wants to come on and tell you what his business
he won't come on because he's a liar. But I want him to come on and tell me where the $1,700 million projects are in Montgomery. The little liar mayor.
But let me ask you, have you told
$1.7 billion?
Are you a liar?
Have a great day.
Okay, go right ahead. That man right there needs some nookie. Okay, I'm just telling you that's his problem. He needs some nookie. I don't want him to go no further than that. He just needs some nookie. I would say I'd pray for you get some, but I don't know if that's the spiritual thing to do. But okay, I hope you do. Because nookie can relieve your stress. See, that's what it is with you. You just need some stuff. I'm just saying that. And I know you're older than I am. You may not can, and you may not can, do that thing. And that's okay. Because if I couldn't do that thing, I'd be upset too. Okay, hey, that's what it is. Okay. Now I don't love a kind. Okay, but anyway, um, okay, they're gonna pray for you. Camilla hooked Kevin and his brother having a pre-KK meeting. Okay, so I come on this morning and I'm trying to help the people out, and all y'all do how do we? And he just messes up the whole thing. Um, we just talking about the light bill, and how and evidently if you pay budget billing, evidently they charge you a little extra. They charge you about the same whether or not you actually used it or not. Okay, so she, according to her, and I'm gonna find out today. Soon as I get some time, call Alabama Power. I'm going to see whether or not um, it is what they say it is. Okay, because we need to know these things. Okay, we do need to know. Okay, so let me see. Where's the Southern Company at? Where's someplace? I think it's in. Where's the Southern Company headquarters at? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, there we go, right there. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they're not open yet. Well, let me just see if they're. I know they're not.
Good morning. Welcome to Alabama Power.
Okay.
Para continue auto. You may be offered the opportunity to provide feedback at the end of your call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. If you're calling about a power outage, dangerous condition, or for any other power problem, press 1. Moving menu. To start, stop, or transfer service in your name, press 1 or say service. For new construction, press 4 or say new construction. For all other service requests, press 5 or say other. To repeat, please remain on the line to speak to a representative. Please stay on the line after the completion of the call to take the survey.
I'm actually impressed that they.
For quality assurance, your call may be monitored or recorded.
Let's just.
Calling Alabama Power, where we connect your home services. Mrs. Debo, can I help you?
Hey, listen, I need to ask you a question. You probably can't answer it, but I got to start with you. You guys have a billing where your bill stays approximately the same every month, right?
Yes.
Okay. When it is not, when the bill is higher than what you actually owe, does that money go into an account for you on your account?
Right. Yes. I will be glad to give you an explanation of how that program works. And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
My name is Kevin.
Kevin, and your last name, sir?
Elkins, Elkins.
All right, Mr. Elkins. So we have what is called the budget billing program. With the budget billing program, what it's designed to do is to level out your payments by billing you on the ongoing average instead of the actual. And so that way you get to bill around the same amount all year round instead of the bills greatly fluctuating depending on the weather pattern. So you're still paying for what is used on the meter. So we start you on the program based on the average of the most recent 12 bills for the adverse service. Once you're on the program, if the future usage increases or decreases enough to change the average, budget billing is going to adjust it. It's adjusting it up or down to balance it out at the completion of the 12-month cycle. And so if it changes up or excuse me, if it changes up or down, budget billing will let you know 1 month in advance on the billing statement what it's going to change to. And so during during the months whenever the actual usage is more than the budget billing amount, that difference goes into what is called your total difference, giving you more time to pay it back. And so during the months whenever the actual usage is less, you still pay the budget billing amount, and that difference goes towards the amount where you had used more. So budget billing just levels it out, giving you more time to pay back the higher bills during the peak period. Ultimately, on or off budget billing, you still pay only for what is actually being used on the meter. So does that kind of help you understand the program, Mr. Elkins?
A little bit, because we were just told a few minutes ago by somebody evidently who went through your program, that they had their lights cut off because they couldn't pay the bill for 1 month. Life happens sometimes, but because of the fact they've been paying over, I won't say overcharged, but they had built up an excessive amount of money on their thing that you guys had put in an overflow account for them, and they were able to get their lights turned back on because of the extra money that they had paid. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
So during the month, whenever the actual usage is less than the budget billing amount, that difference goes into what is called a credit. So if they had a credit on their budget billing settlement at the time when the account closed out, then that was theirs to receive back.
Okay, so there went. Okay, all right. Well, that's what. And here's if you got. They also told us if you get SSI, or if you're on a disability, hopefully you got old age in there. You get $15 off your bill a month. Is that true?
There is what is called an SSI discount that is subsidized by the Department of Human Resources that you can apply for, and it does amount to getting a credit of about $14.50 off of your monthly power bill.
Okay. So what about Social Security? My money don't be going up, but the bill keep going up. I mean, how are we supposed to pay that?
Right.
How are we supposed to pay that?
Yes, sir. That is correct. The Department of Human Resources is who subsidizes those discounts, and it is for SSI recipients.
Okay. So getting old don't count. so so I'm going to be sleeping outside because my bill's too high and I can't pay it no more.
Now, we do offer, Mr. Hawkins, some resources where you can try and get some energy saving tips to try and help curtail your power, particularly during the peak periods, if you want to see how you can get information about trying to curtail power usage with energy saving tips.
Okay. Of course, poor folks, our houses ain't, if we had all that energy saving stuff, we probably wouldn't be living where we are. So, but I understand you, but there is some relief, I guess, if you pick the right plan. But not really. The $14 thing is pretty cool, and the budget billing. So would you? She also said you had something called the dwellings. You got a couple of programs. You got budget billing. You have uh, a couple other things, other programs that we could look into. But at the end of the day, it's probably going to almost be the same. But but I was worried about the budget billing thing and the extra money that's paid to you guys during the winter or the summer months. But um, so that is going that should go to a credit. I was on budget billing for 20 years. I don't ever remember seeing a credit, but maybe I wasn't paying it any attention. But listen,
Mhm.
thank you very much
All right.
for taking my call this early in the morning. So I thank you very much.
All right. Yes. You're very welcome, Mr. Elkins. So, sir, is there anything else I can help you with on this morning?
Well, now just call the folks upstairs and tell them we need an old people's budget too. Okay.
Oh, Jesus, budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because we ain't
All
got much
right.
money. Social Security don't pay that much. So,
Mhm.
and when the light bill keeps going up and I don't get any more money, then I guess I'm just in the dark. So
Now, there are some agencies, Mr. Elkins, that we can give to you the name and numbers of some agencies that you can reach out to get assistance if you need.
yeah, we tried that, and then the first thing they tell them, man, we out of money. So listen, we get screwed, glued, tattooed, no matter how it goes. But you have been very kind this morning, and I appreciate you.
All right. Yes, sir. You're very welcome, Mr. Elkins. Thank you for calling. You have a great and safe day.
Now look here, don't go in the system and turn my lights off on a brother now. So I'm just saying, I'm just looking out for the people. So
All right.
bye. I'm just looking out for the people, just trying to trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope that they find you well, and there are a lot of other things too that's going on. But evidently, our legislators, and I want to appreciate that woman too for coming on because I never knew that. They got a bill up right now, and that bill It targets Alabama Power profits, overhauling the utility regulation. The bill is what bill is it? I got it here someplace. Oh, HB 475, and it's in a House committee meeting on Wednesday that proposes sweeping changes to Alabama's regulatory landscape. Proposed legislation would fundamentally transform how monopoly utilities, such as Alabama Power, are regulated in Alabama. They force regulators to hold traditional utility rate cases and limit profits for monopoly utility providers. This comes amid increased public scrutiny over our energy prices. Out of Birmingham, a WBRC investigation revealed Alabamians pay some of the highest power bills in the country. Okay, not just in Alabama, but some of the highest in the country. Okay, and we are one of the lowest paying as far as salaries are concerned. We live in one of the lowest paying um, states in America with some of the highest bills, power bills. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. I know what it is. So it looks like every time you get military retirees sticking around your city, then they're trying to get all their money too. I don't know. But anyway, you can call Alabama Power though and ask them about the different programs they have, and if you are on um, if you are on budget billing, I think I don't believe that that credit is shown on your bill every month. Okay, because I had budget billing for 20 years or so, and I never remember seeing anything where the showed me I had a credit. But maybe that's one of those hidden secrets. You know, it's in Atlanta. Yeah. Okay. Well, get me a number because I know you got stock in that too. So, Dr. Joe, give me a number so I can call them too. Cause we gonna find we're gonna get to the bottom of this thing where we just getting screwed, glued, tattooed. Diversity just means anti-white. Everyone knows that. Only some will admit it. Well, I would agree with you. Listen, I would agree with you too. Listen, it used to be hard for a black man to get a job. Now it's hard for a white man to get a job. Why can't we just give people jobs based on their qualifications? But I don't. I thought we did away with DEI. I thought that was a done. We stuck a knife in that. Okay, Don, I should write you a check for being my biggest advertisement. Thank you, said Willie Durham, 10 times. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Don just got some issues. They are. Okay, I just told you what they were. I ain't mad at it, brother. But would you get back on budget billing? I wouldn't get back on budget billing anymore because I just didn't really see the benefit of it myself. Because I'm paying the same amount of money no matter what the year was. And I know we didn't use all that air conditioning in the wintertime because we had gas heat. So therefore, we didn't use it. But my bill was always the same, except now I got a higher gas bill and a higher and at the same amount of money I'm paying for the light bill, even though I'm not using it as much. So I don't know. But I mean, it just depends on your situation. If you only got a certain amount of money that you can spend on your utilities every month. And we all do. We don't live out there in the Wind Lakes with the rich people. We all do. But I think I'd rather take my chances month to month because living here, $324 for what? Really? They stuck the meat to me. Okay. But I wouldn't get back on budget billing. But I would imagine though that it has its advantage for some people. I was on it for 20 years, and it just didn't. I didn't see the benefit of it. I still had to figure out how to pay all that money they charge me every month. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. So, but anyway, we have gotten our legislators' attention, ladies and gentlemen. We have gotten their attention because it makes no sense every time. And 3 years ago, they went up 3 times in 1 year. That's right. They took the price of heat of a light or electricity up 3 times in 1 year. And see, this is 26 about 2023. Yeah, they took it up 3 times in 1 year. There was no. I didn't hear anything about with Twink on those guys about a meeting to talk about it or talk to us about it. They went up 3 times. They just went up 3 times in 1 year. I mean, who need? Listen, even the government don't go up that many times in 1 year. Okay, but anyway, um, yeah. To answer your question, I wouldn't use budget billing anymore. So I just found it to be not that beneficial um, to me anyway. But I imagine there's some people who will. My light bill was so high one time, I thought I was paying my neighbor's bill too. I can understand it, brother. I understand it. Anyway, now maybe if Dr. Joe would get me that number for his big old uh, tax write off, all the money he making off of that stuff. Um, oh, really? Anyway, so much for that. Moving right along to other things. But we are getting the attention of our legislators. Somebody's got to help us. And here's another thing. Listen, $15 is not a lot. $14 is not a lot of money. But I will admit to you, if you're $14 short, it's a whole lot of money. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I had heard something about that, Willie, but I don't know why would he get mad. I mean, those are American citizens who went in harm's way because he asked them to, or the president asked them to, and you doggone straight, we need to cover whatever happens to them. If something happened to my child, I'd want to know. You know, so now I think and he was a soldier, so I don't know why he getting all upset about that. This is still America. We do have freedom of the press, and I think we should know the people who are sacrificed for the rest of us. Okay. Yeah, I think he's a little unhinged too. I like him though, but I think he's a little bit unhinged too, and I think he was mad at some general, some admiral, somebody back in the day, and he trying to take it out on him. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't find that. I mean, to me that's weird. Okay, if anything gets anybody gets hard that's going in harm's way for this country, not only do we want to know about it, we want to celebrate them. Okay, we want to celebrate them. So I don't know what his problem is. I mean, now I like people who kind of rough. I do. I like people who kind of rough in their leadership style. Let's say pushing me around. But I like people. I like Hegseth, and Trump. Although Trump is not what I would call a leader, he just a boss. He don't really know how to lead. He know how to be a boss, which sometimes you need a boss. But I still vote for him based on everybody that was running. Than I would. So that's just weird. Okay. And right, well, now you're right about that. He does have free speech, but it depends on when he speaks. If he's speaking for himself, or is he speaking for the government of the United States? I think there's a little bit of difference there when you try to quell uh, uh, issues that the American people have a right to know. But we have a right to know which one of our young children, our young men and women, are hurt or get killed or something. We have a right to know that because they did it for us. They didn't do it for Hegseth. They didn't do it for Trump. They did it, although he is the commander in chief and he's the secretary of war. But those kids went in harm's way because we hired people who said we're going to defend this country. So, and we should know about it when the plan don't work. Okay, we should know that. I got no problem with that whatsoever. Renfro's, you guys know Renfro's. I remember when Renfro's first got here, Montiel went out there and talked to them into advertising every day because they never would advertise with a black man. But that's okay. I ain't mad at it. It wasn't about color, was it? No, it wasn't about color. Renfro's, but they're closing down their locations on East Chase Parkway in Montgomery. Maybe the maybe they're profits are not what they used to be. See, my problem with Renfro's and like some of these people, like Best Buy, you leave Montgomery, you go way out there to a place where you can't even get a bus, and you want to know why we ain't coming out there. I'm not chasing any business to give them my money. But if they left Renfro's and Best Buy in the local area, the meet around somewhere in the center of Montgomery, be good to get to. As a matter of fact, I don't believe we got a bus. Do we have a bus that goes out to East Chase? Anybody know? Do we have a bus? I don't think we do. Or do we? I don't know. Anybody seen the bus out there? We need a bus. Okay. Well, John, I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's true. I think they become rambunctious sometimes. People, when you got that kind of power, you have a tendency sometimes to lose your mind. And but again, I still like what he's doing. But getting on the press about telling people about things that happen to our young men and women, uh, I think that's yeah, that's a little above the pale. Let's see. He's the drunk Secretary of Defense, the most incompetent, unqualified in modern history, probably all of history. Now, Joe, I ain't mad at you. You have a right to your opinion, but do you think you can do the job? And how many doors you done knock down and put your life on the line? I'm just saying. I mean, listen, being in Montgomery getting shot at don't count. Okay. Okay, I'm just saying, how many times are you going in harm's way? I ain't talking about on Southern Boulevard. I'm talking about in place where they got big guns and shooting at people. I mean, so I'm gonna give heck self. And let me tell you something. I don't have PTSD, but I got to tell you something. Uh, Sometimes at nighttime, when jumping out them airplanes and places that I didn't have a clue where I was, that gave me some stress. Okay, that gave me some stress. Oh, you do got a bus to go to Chantilly. Okay, it's Route One. Well, that probably takes all day to get out there. But at least they got one. Okay, they got a bus to go to. Well, I appreciate that, Randy. I didn't know that. Okay, we got a bus. Now, what we need now is a bus that goes out to. I forgot to ask the mayor that yesterday. A bus that goes out to Hope Hall. So when these jobs come, people who don't have a car can still get to work. Okay, can still get to work. So we need that. Do I have a yeah? All right. So if you want to call us, you can 521-2963. If you got something on your mind that you think or you think you're smarter than I am. Now those are the calls I like. Okay, because yesterday I spent time having a conversation about quantum physics. Now I realize that most people don't know what quantum physics are. Okay. Johnson, it's the difference between going in harm's way and running the Defense Department. Well, since the Defense Department is about going in harm's way, I'd rather have a guy who's been in harm's way that talks about it from knowledge rather than a theory running that department. Because if you're going to tell my son you got to go someplace, I want to know that you got the balls to go also. That you either have been there or put yourself in a position where you can go there. So I'm not I don't have a problem with Hexeth. I really don't. I mean telling them fat generals I mean, oh Sarge here, when I got over 10, 15 pounds over, they call a brother in and say, you need to do more PT. Okay. Then they sent me back to that stupid kitchen where all I could do was eat some more stuff. So, but I kept it under control though, for the most part. There were a couple of times that I got out of hand. Okay. So yeah, I'll take Hexeth over 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 the last three. Okay. I'll take him over the last three. So again, he's not perfect at it. He won't be perfect at it. But time his 4 years up, though, he'll be pretty good. Okay. All right, then. It's a difference between going in. Yeah, Harmon. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Let me see. So Route 1 takes you to East Chase. So they got a bus. Okay, so now we all we need now is a bus that that goes out there. And he said he's the drunk Secretary of Defense, the most incompetent. Yeah, most again. Um, Somebody once said, when you've been in my shoes and when you've been where I have been, then we could talk. Because now, Joe, you my friend, okay, but you hit a personal part of me when you talk about my military folks. Okay, you personal friend, you haven't been. Matter of fact, you would know the difference between, a parachute and a sheet. Right? You don't know. You don't know what it's like to go through the woods in the water at night in swamps, and in harm's way. And so I'm just thinking, you might want to stick to the things you know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I love you, but you might as well stick to the find a man of intelligence or character who is not a woman-beating drunkard who uses insecure devices to communicate sensitive information. Oh, so what you're saying? Okay, so what you're saying is that he's not perfect. That's what you're saying. He's not perfect. I totally agree. Okay, but again, go into combat like he has. It might want to make you drink too. Okay. And women been lying about getting hit by men since the beginning of time, since uh, David and Bathsheba. So just because some woman says you did something, it doesn't mean you did it. How many guys been put in jail because somebody said he hit me, and they hit you first? So let's not even go there. Okay, let's just not go there. Okay, been there, done that. People be lying on you all the time. As a matter of fact, if the woman gets an opportunity to get on the telephone and call the police on you, whether you did it or not, just go to the front door, sit on the porch with your hands behind your back. Okay? Because you're the one who's going to leave because a woman got tears in her eyes. You're the one. You're the one that's going to jail. So your mom will just wait on them. Don't give them any reason to knock you upside the head or anything like that. Just go on the porch, wait for the police, and put your hands behind your back and assume the position. Okay. Okay. He's a hell of a lot more qualified than you and I. Okay. I mean, he's a lot more qualified. Who is qualified? Who's qualified to be president? The only guy who's actually qualified to be president, to tell you the truth, is the one on his second term. That's anybody. Nobody knows how to be president of the United States until they get there and find. That's where you find all the stuff that you did not know about. Okay, so nobody's qualified. But you hope they have the intellect, you hope they have the intelligence, you hope they have the bearing to get in there running and get the job done and take a whole bunch of people, quality people. Okay, he has no character. Well, that could. There have been times where I didn't have any either. Okay, listen. We sit in this chair sometimes. We've been blessed to make it through. And it's a good thing that people have short memories. It's a good thing people have short memory. We all have done something that could call our character into question. Okay. Now, if you're the only guy out there in America that hasn't, then yeah, I'll salute you. Okay. Everybody has character issues at some point in their life. Okay, everybody does, even women, even men. We have all done something that if somebody had known about it, they would have called our character into question. Like I told this girl one time, I was going to run off the bridge if she didn't you know, uh, make her brother happy, and she actually believed me. So she thought it's not women bashing time, but it is what it is. Listen, Camilla, you know that a women all they got to do is show the tears and it's over. Okay, and if they're really good at crying on demand, I mean, ain't no telling how much money she's gonna walk out of the courtroom with. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, because most of the time you go in there, it's I'm so glad when I see a woman the court because they know how the game is played. Okay, I'm just saying it ain't bashing women, but women do what women do, like men do what we do. Okay, Donald Trump is an opportunistic grifter. Uh, Notice how conservatives have nothing to say about Trump and his family making billions off the presidency. Not a peep. Well, now I will tell you. Okay, hey, Jackie, listen, I ain't got no. Listen, if that's what y'all feel, that's what you feel. Okay, um, it seems like everybody that's been in that White House has made lots of money. Biden made lots of money through his son, putting him on a gas board. He knew nothing about gas. And Ukraine, Obama's are worth millions of dollars now. Um, who was before him? The Bushes had money, but I would imagine that they made a little money too. So everybody who goes up that ladder makes money. Okay, makes money. Listen, just say you don't like that. I don't care if the president make lots of money. As long as this country's in good shape, I don't care. They all make lots of money, more than I do. I don't care. But one thing about it, you can't take it with you. You got to do something with it. You can't take anything with you. I don't really care because if he was broke tomorrow, I wouldn't care about that either. Not my money. Like Donald Jenkins said, not my circus and not my monkey. So hey, I don't, I don't care. As long as you take care of this nation, and we are the priority in your life. Okay. Oh, okay. So how's Trump selling out this country? Now, how's he doing it now? So how did the Clintons go in office? Broke. Obama went in office broke for the most part, and now they're all rich. Now they're all rich. The Bushes already had money when they got there, kind of like Trump. They already had money. But everybody else gets up there broke and they come out millionaires. And one of our most famous presidents, left the White House the same day, the same way he came in there, which is why they came up with the presidency having a salary once they get out. Not a salary, but um, an honorarium. I guess that's what they call it. A little thing. Harry Truman is the only president that I know in modern history that came to the White House, did his job, went home, and didn't make millions of dollars off us. Everybody else has. Okay, so let's not. Okay, let's not. Okay, I got that. Okay, Don, what's up?
Hey, Kevin, I hadn't heard lately. Is the mayor still dating a security guard?
What? I don't know nothing about
Is the mayor still dating a security guard?
Well, I don't know anything about
They
that.
were talking about him going over to Atlanta and them stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
And Willie Durham, why don't you listen to what the man said? He didn't say anything about the people like that. Your hate for Donald Trump is pathetic. Why don't you watch the article and read the article and not listen to someone like Caitlin Collins out of CNN? And it's so damn pathetic with these people. They just lie. But they said the mayor was dating a security guard. Now, if he still is, maybe Joe Jr. could say stop.
Yeah, was that?
We just need a yes or no. Joe Jr., is he still dating a security
guard? I got you. Yeah, we don't know nothing, of course, about that. And again, we all got issues. Yeah, I mean, and that's who they really think they can. Well, Trump can't run again, so it's irrelevant. And I wouldn't want him to run again. I think it's time. I think I'm tired of going after Trump. Everybody wants to go after Trump. We can't get into real political movement because everybody wants to go after Trump. I'm glad he can't run again. We need some new meat. We need something new up there. Plus, he said he's the same age that I believe he's the same age that. How old was Biden when he left? Was he 80 yet? I look at Trump's at 79 now. So sometimes you got to let the chair go, man. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I forgot about this. There's some congratulatory celebrations that are going on in Texas right now because green and Crockett are gone. Sayonara, baby. Sayonara. Okay. So we got rid of them because all both of them did was play the race card. Then I don't remember any policy issues that they come up with that was not tethered to race. So yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad them two gone. Yeah, good. Maybe Texas will be better off because they certainly wasn't better off because of, and what was that guy Green, and I think Green isn't he the guy that turned off the lights in Congress one day or something like that. Yeah, yeah. And Trump just farted out of Biden. I don't know what that means. The king is not going to leave office. I have seen no I've seen no I don't know. I've seen no reference to Trump trying to be a king. Okay, I mean that's the white liberals who come up with that one. No kings. Yeah, I've not seen in Trump. Um, okay, trying to be a king, but when you cannot articulate what you really believe, then you come up with things so elementary that you don't even have to ask. I mean, because everybody knows what a king is, and know this is a nation we don't deal with kings. We don't play that. Okay, I'm just saying we don't play that. So, but listen, if that's what y'all want to think, you can think that. Move right along to something else this afternoon. Um, now, did anybody know? Okay, does anybody know this song? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Okay, that is the song of the great University of Notre Dame, which is where I hail from, as a matter of fact. I mean, I wasn't born at Notre Dame. I lived down the street from the school, though. And Lou Holtz, that fantastic coach, Lou Holtz, has died. I believe he was almost 90, though. But Lou Holtz was a hell of a coach. Just in case. Now, I know this picture is going to, it's sort of going to, you guys going to be a little bit upset. That's cool. That's where y'all get sometimes. But however, da 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 da. Da 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 dum. Ba da 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 dum. And normally coaches are not my heroes. Okay. But what I liked about Lou Holtz is Lou Holtz called it the way he saw it. Okay. You don't have to agree with him, but he called it the way he saw it. And I'm certainly appreciative of him. Okay. Okay, hold it there. Hold it there, my brother. Hold it right there. Okay. Yes, sir.
Hey, Kevin, good morning. How's it going?
I'm doing fine.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Look, Kevin, I know, you all may have already discussed this, what have you, but we need to pray for those, soldiers, sailors, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, so all that are involved that are overseas over in the Middle East right now.
Yeah. Don't we always?
Because, yeah, but I put it this way, and I'm sharing this with, there's more than just those 6 that passed away, but they're keeping a lot of that stuff under wraps.
Well, I know that. I
And
know we
these
had 18. Yeah, I know we had 18 hurt. Um,
Right.
so
Well, there's even more than that because there's been reports, and what Elon Musk has done is blacked out Twitter when it comes to talking about, the amount of fatalities and everything. Because Twitter, everyone around the world have access to it, but the word is getting out amongst these bases. These people, these locals, these native countrymen over in overseas are saying that these bases are being hit, and there are a lot of soldiers that are dying. And I'm gonna share this with you, and I'm gonna make a connection over in the state of Florida right now. I don't know what they call these individuals, and maybe someone is listening can identify that job position. where they're submitting, they're putting out an ad asking for those individuals that, when the bodies come back, they sort through belongings, they clean it up, they take pictures of it, and they send it to their family. They got a open ad, requesting people to, apply for those jobs. So tell me this, if it's 6 people or even 18 people, you're not going to have an open ad in the entire state of Florida looking for those individuals. And see, those individuals, they go through Florida and then to Dover, where the tax. Exactly. So, it's more to that. And my thing is, and the issue that I have with the administration is that they're not being transparent. They're not being honest on how we got there and how we got in that situation. And then you're signing our names to something that we don't even approve or have any idea what you're doing, because they're changing their reasons for actually, sending people abroad. Kevin, in 2001, I was one of the first ones to say, send me over, let me go, because you didn't hurt my people. 3,000 folks. That's what you call it. That's an intentional. What's that I word? Intimate threat, or what they're trying to say that they're sending us over there. It was one of those ultimate threats. We had to do something. 9/11 was worth doing something about. World War II was worth doing something. Heck, I had questions about Panama, but they sent me to Panama anyway. That was a conflict that we went over.
Do you believe, had the United States got involved with World War II way before we did, that maybe a lot of lives would have been, we wouldn't have had to drop the atom bomb? We sat around waiting and seeing things being done in Europe, and we said, well, we're just gonna stay in our backyard, and now when it hits us, then we'll go do it. Well, that's what happened. They hit us.
Kevin, I put it this way: what happened at that time? You got to understand that at that time we were going through a depression, and the resources were very thin, and the country couldn't afford to go through that. They were trying to eat. We were in a depression from 1933 to 1945, Kevin. And so dead smack in the middle when all that was going on, you just could afford to eat, let alone bullets and tanks.
Right, but I think my point.
But Marty, the point that I'm making is that the president at that time had to be very strategic of what they're doing, and the generals that he surrounded himself with were battle tested. And the generals, if you notice, Kevin, although they're generals and they're gun ho and everything, they'll be the last one to want to send you to war. You know why? Because they've been there. They've done that. They know what it means to have to write those letters.
And Hegseth has been there too. So
Kevin, Hegseth,
but you don't like
only
him.
For a minute.
Only for a minute. It only take a second to get killed, though. It takes 1 second.
Kevin, I can say that. Okay, I can understand that. But he is as shaky as a leaf, because in 2016, up until almost the time that he was picked to do that job, he was criticizing the fact that Obama or other presidents or what have you needed to have a doggone reason why they need to send you to war.
And I think
he was criticizing Trump from his head to toe.
Yeah,
and then he went and he totally flipped the script, and they got the receipts.
But on the other hand, you and I, you probably closer because of your security clearance. I just had a secret, so I didn't have a top secret. I don't know what you got, but there are a lot of things that we don't know because we don't have the clearance. We don't have.
Kevin,
we don't know.
Kevin, I can expect that and believe it, because there was a lot of places I went that even my wife didn't know I was going to. I had a buddy of mine. He was a Colonel Fulbright. He was working at the Pentagon. I was surprised that he found me, and I said, Colonel Sims, I said, how did you know I was here? I thought you was over in Wichita Falls, Texas. And he said, Brock, I'm at the Pentagon.
Which okay. I mean, there are a lot of things that you and I are not privy to because we just don't have the clearance. And so I'm not going to set. And no matter, I don't care if we had Carter in right now and he bombed somebody. Which Carter probably wouldn't do it, but we will be questioning him, knowing that he didn't believe in the war. Sometimes there are things you cannot tell the public.
Kevin, but the thing is, and I can understand that, Kevin, the only issue I have is if you had a reputation of telling the truth, if you had a reputation of not lying and trying to deceive the country or people, that were loyal to you at one time, you can believe that and you can accept that and give him a pass on it, Kevin.
So what about
But
when
he
those
has
people
a
are not
tendency
loyal
of
to
not.
him? What about when those people turn out to be buttholes and not loyal to him?
Kevin, but when you're president, Kevin, you got to see beyond that and
You're a
understand
human
that you have
being.
a country.
You're a human being.
Kevin, you got to understand that you know that you're the leader of the free world.
Mm.
And Kevin, another thing that didn't help the matter was that when you earlier on you're going around bombing fishing boats, talking about their narco terrorists.
Hey,
everybody's a terrorist.
hey,
And Kevin, and then all of a sudden the bombing stops. When you go and you take over Venezuela. It stops, and then you threaten to take Greenland, and then you threaten to mobilize. You're going out there and you're acting out, and you're demeaning your allies, and now you expect your allies to let you use their airports and runways.
I know, but
to launch an attack.
listen though. Listen, there have been so many countries that have used us and abused us, manipulated us, and all because we call ourselves a Christian nation. Listen, so we don't owe them anything.
Kevin, yes, but he's over there asking them to let him use their runways
Okay.
and
That's a
Spain,
strategic.
Spain and France.
That's a strategic move, which makes sense.
No, Kevin, but then you just got through demoralizing them. My thing is you never do anybody wrong because you never know when you need them.
Well, how about all the people that? Wait a minute. How about all the people that have done us wrong as a nation?
Kevin, what I am saying is, it's one thing to go through trials and tribulations, but it's another thing to blatantly just be as horrible as you are. And check this out, Kevin.
Yeah.
You got the Ukraine president is offering to send some of his people that help us be able to counteract those doggone drones that they're sending out. And he demoralized, he mistreated. His cabinet staff invited this president to the White House only for them to beat up on him, call him everything except for the Son of God. And he's being graceful enough to send some of his people to help fight this war.
You remember the old saying? You remember the old saying? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Kevin,
that don't make us friends.
Kevin, no, Kevin. But he is living a Christian life in a sense. He's more Christian-like than Trump is. He's turning the other cheek. He's giving grace and mercy. And grace is when you're giving someone a pass who do not deserve it. And he's doing that. And yet Kevin, we're not being honest. And I said all this. I called in to say all this, Kevin. Before it's all said and done, you're going to see that number go from 6 to possibly even 600.
It's combat. It's combat. It happened.
Kevin, but it was a chosen war, Kevin.
All wars are chosen. All wars are chosen. Yeah, they are.
Kevin, I put it this way. It was for good reasons that we went.
But you don't know all the reasons. You don't know. Kevin, you don't have the clearance.
And I don't, Kevin.
You don't know.
Issue, and you're right. And I don't expect to know.
And I don't either.
But when you cannot trust a government that has constantly lied about something as simple as a person getting shot in the back in Minnesota, and a woman also getting shot in the truck, and she even said, "I'm not mad at you." She's trying to ride off, and yet they're not allowing the police to tag along to do an investigation. There's something wrong. So all of that fails up.
Well, let me ask something. Let me ask something.
Where you making a judgment call.
That wouldn't have happened had she not been following the police.
Kevin,
it wouldn't have happened.
We got a lot of things, Kevin. We got a lot of things that happen in this town or what have, but it don't mean everybody deserves to get shot and die. Kevin, you can't make that make sense.
Well, I understand, but it does happen because of whatever the case may be. It does happen.
But why not, Kevin? But why not allow an investigation?
Well, who's stopping the investigation?
It's something to hide, Kevin. Well,
but who's stopping the investigation?
Kevin, with the guy getting shot in the back. They're saying that they're going to do it. They're not letting Minnesota Bureau of Investigation be involved in it. They said they got it. They took all the evidence.
That's because the governor of Minnesota is one of the most crooked governors I think anybody's ever seen in America. So
Kevin, he's accused of being crooked. Kevin, he's accused of being crooked because Trump said he's crooked.
When all that money that them
Obama was accused of not being a citizen of America and not being born here because Trump said he was.
I don't think he was born here either.
You see how that goes? And the man was born in 1962 in Hawaii.
Wait a minute. I lived in Hawaii when he was over there. I lived in Hawaii.
Kevin,
I didn't see him.
He was born in 1962. You wouldn't have seen him, Kevin. The man was a baby. But they're trying to say it was a conspiracy. So
Yeah.
they obviously made a conspiracy. Trump and them concocted a conspiracy at his birth in the 1960s to be president in 2008. You see how ridiculous that is?
I don't know about all that, but I looked for Obama while I was there. I couldn't find none. There was one guy who I used to beat up on the basketball court, kind of looked like Obama. That may have been him. I'm not sure. Hey, let me take a little break here, and we'll come back. Uno momento. Hang loose. Yeah, there was a guy. There's a place in Hawaii called Kalihi, and I think now I'm not sure. Now Kalihi was in the hood, and so I think I used to beat him up in basketball. I think I was a little older, but I think that was Obama then because I was wondering, man, where you from? But that's okay. We'll be back in a minute. I mean, I'm telling you, I think that was Barack Hussein Obama. I used to beat on the basketball court in Kalihi in Honolulu. I'm telling you, it was him. Let me go see if I can find a picture. Okay, let me go see if I can find a picture, and I'll make sure that we do that. Anyway, gotta take a break time. We'll be back right after this. 3 minutes or so, but we don't go anywhere though, because I'm trying to be a nice guy today. I'm trying to solve the world's problem, Alabama power problems here in Alabama. I mean, somebody should pay me. I should get a check for doing all the work I be doing, but that's okay. I'm not even going to go there. Okay, not even going to go there. So let's go back. We'll be back in a minute. Hang loose. Did you get? I'm going to get the milk now. So okay, that's what I'm going to do right now. Break time. We'll be back after this. Okay, I'm back. I decided not to. I forgot I got to go do Joe Higler's show today, so I can't drink too much milk because the bathroom's a long way from here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. me see. What's going on there, Duke?
Now, Calvin.
Yeah.
After your last call, man, I said, are we sure you went to get some milk? Cause you sound like you was sucking something, sucking on something way before you got to that milk. Well, you sure that milk you drinking on this morning?
Yeah, that's
you drinking
milk.
on.
That's milk, brother.
You drinking on some stuff out the White House or something? But what's going on, man? Why you? Is it help for you?
Well, again, I don't know what you mean. I mean,
now,
everybody's got a right
to think
what they want to think.
I've been hearing for the last few days how great our military is, and
yes, it is.
You know, from what old Pete Hess say, he brag how bad we are. We just ain't nobody gonna mess with us.
Right.
But Trump said he'd solved all these wars, Kevin. All these wars, 8, 9. How many wars up to now you solved?
I know, but give me the short version this morning, because
I want the short version of why in the hell he hadn't dealt with Russia and Putin over there. If we such a badass military, we supposed to kick everybody's ass. Why?
They're not threatening
Russia us. And why that war still going on?
Russia's not threatening us. That's Ukraine.
Why is that war still going on, Kevin?
We cannot.
No. Now let that go. Nah. Hell no. We supposed to be the big bad wolf. Why have we blown that house down yet?
We cannot police the whole world.
Maybe because they got more power, as much power as we got here. So we want to pick on the little guy like Venezuela and places that can't really fight back.
And again,
somebody who's gonna fight back. Somebody who's gonna fight back. You invite them over to this country, then you bow down to them and give them a damn red carpet and everything. They still don't do a damn thing.
You and I don't. You and I are not in receipt of all the information that has been known about all of this.
I'm going by what my eyes see and what we've been told.
You don't see much.
I'm going by what we've been told. We've been told we got the best military in the world and we ain't taking no boo-boo.
And we do.
If somebody even think about doing something to us, we coming first.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm not the commander, so I don't.
Iran didn't do anything to us, but they said we thought they were thinking about doing something to us, so that's why we went over there and did this. That's what I heard now.
Okay. Well, again, you don't know anything. You don't know anything.
I know that Benjamin Yahoo or whatever his name is been over here like at least 10 times in the last several months.
Okay.
Lining this thing up. He been lining this thing up, getting Trump ready to go. We're getting Trump ready to pull the trigger for him.
Well, he is
to do his dirty work for him.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
That's what I've been watching and seeing.
Is one of our.
So you telling me not to believe? You telling me not to believe my lying eyes, Calvin? And my lying ears.
Benjamin Netanyahu has been one of America's staunchest allies in that part of the world, if not the only one. So
I already told you how I felt about Israel. I already told you about how I feel about this brand new Israel. Hell, it ain't nothing like when I grew up as a kid about Israel.
You don't
come
know
on with that.
Have you ever been there? Have you ever been there?
I ain't going over there. I'm not going there.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they kill you over there. They kill. They worse. They kill people worse than the United States.
They kill you here.
They're worse. They're worse over there.
Well, Israel don't be doing it. Israel don't be doing it. It's people who are trying to wipe Israel off the earth.
No. The ones who in charge, the head man, Benjamin.
No.
But let me go on.
I gotta run. You're killing me. You're killing me with that stuff. This must be the Don line.
Well, I don't have no damn comment line. How does that Negro know all that stuff and the press don't? You ever ask him that?
No.
You know, he comes up with BS. Oh, there's more than that dying over there. I mean, how does he know? If you think if CNN knew there was more people dying over there, they wouldn't put it out. But that Negro knows all the inside stuff, and I don't know how he knows it, but I think they must tell it at the prison. Don't he work as a guard at the prison?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that must be where he learns it. It just the stupidity of all this stuff. It just I guess it's great comedy to
It's
me.
entertainment.
It's
really
really funny.
Yeah, good entertainment in the morning.
Fix my comments and I won't call.
Trust me, I'm gonna try my best to get it fixed. I've been trying to get it fixed, but I spent yesterday trying to figure out. I'm gonna have to call StreamYard. That's what I have to do. Call them today and say what the problem is, because I need to get you back on the board. Why Russia got white people, huh? Did Duke's eyes see how bad Biden's mental condition was? They didn't care. They didn't care. And change this. You don't like my song? Come on, man. I love that song. I wrote that song. Me and AI did. Okay. But it said just like Obama allowed Ukraine to be invaded, right? Okay. A crook calling another person a crook. Okay, well there is honor among thieves. I mean, there's a certain kind of uh, of protocol that even thieves have to take. Russia will hit Ukraine in 9 months, and Trump will allow it to happen. Well, we gonna see. You know, I tell you, it's hard enough for us to figure America out. I just don't think we got the balls to or the knowledge to figure out Ukraine and Russia. I don't know why they're doing that stuff. And from what I understand, Zelensky has not always been the best leader either over there. You know, so there's so many things we don't know. You know about what's going on. That's why we got the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, the CSI. We got all these people supposed to be doing things, but we don't know. Okay, Democrat, Christian like Democrats. What do you say? Democrats did what? Set up a temple to Satan in their capital. Where is that at? Okay, then I don't know. Well, we'll see about what happens to Ukraine. You know, but I am truly concerned about the other shoe. When is it going to drop? When is it going to drop? Because we know that these people are a little different. They believe a little different than we do, and it won't be nothing for them to come over here and take a And that's what happens when you have your borders open. You let anybody in, and you got these sales and people who are just waiting to get the word. I'm just. I mean, we already saw one big shoe that was 911. When is the next one going to hit? Alabama's Public Service Commission votes to freeze some rates and provide more stable power bills for the next 2 years. Well, we ain't going to have any money left by then. HB 475 is trying to tackle this. Okay. Legislation would require Alabama Public Service Commission, which they don't do much anyway, to hold traditional rate cases for regulated utilities every 3 years. By that time, I'll be sleeping outside. What's going on, Simply Days?
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
I was enlightened by the last caller. He always brings such great information, and but I just don't think he's being honest with himself, because you're not, and it's just like you talked about people getting killed by friendly fire. You don't know how many people get killed by friendly fire a lot of times, and whether it's reported correctly or whether it's not. And I guarantee you, during the Korean War, which was not a war, which was not authorized by Congress, and there was no immediate threat to the U.S., that was between South Korea, North Korea, and then you jump forward to Vietnam. I get, there were stories, there were people calling every day. What is the casualty rate? What are y'all really reporting? Are these the true numbers? And I mean, it's just hypocritical. That's been going on in war or conflict, and they're in Vietnam. The French started that. There was no immediate threat to us from Vietnam. that was between South and, North Vietnam. There was no immediate threat to us. They didn't have a nuclear weapon. They weren't building one. But yet, all those soldiers went over there, drafted, not voluntarily, drafted. And did some of them get killed by friendly fire? And were the numbers always accurate? No, they weren't. And sure, they got killed by friendly fire.
It's funny you bring that up, because I read when this thing first got started that we did have some friendly fire casualties, and that happens, and it happened in this case too, and it always will, that kind of thing. But some of those kids were killed by friendly fire. So,
but he talks about Trump not being honest, but what did President Obama tell us about our health care? You can keep your same doctor, it's not going to go up. Da 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 da. I mean, they all spin things, they all say things to get elected, to say things to make them look good. That's what politicians do. And look at the Clintons. You talk about liars. You talk about the worst liars in the world. But because their message, they were part of the I'm somebody, the Democratic elite club. They held their noses to what they were doing. They knew, there wasn't any doubt when he came into office that he'd been involved in the savings and loan debacle in Arkansas that cost all those people their life savings. And he and Hillary would have gone to jail, except for that woman went to jail for him and wouldn't testify against him. So they knew what their character was. And we have seen time and time again with Hillary that she's a liar, but yet it was okay because they had the magical D in front of their names. And it's the party of deflection. They deflect what they do onto other people. And for him to bring up the leader of Ukraine, the leader of the Ukrainian mafia, and maybe if Trump would have put his son on a plane and flew him to Ukraine and said, y'all either give him a big job on a board that he has no expertise, no skill level in, or I'm gonna put the prosecutor, I'm gonna hang y'all out to dry, and I'm gonna withhold money if you don't do it. So for him to say that President Trump is the only one that's ever been not truthful or treated somebody, and maybe Trump would have had a way to treat that president, and maybe Trump doesn't treat him just right because they tried to impeach Trump for a phone call, third-party phone call. So maybe Trump doesn't hit all the marks, but none of them do. But I still say it's the party of deflection. They do it and then deflect it on to the other party. And if they do it, it's bad now.
I wonder how many people knew what Zelensky was actually doing before he became president of Ukraine. I wonder how many people really know what he did. Do you know? He was a comedian on TV. He was a comedian. So talk about experience. He was really looked at as a person that should not be in that position, but that's their country. The people voted for him. So domestically, he was kind of popular, but he was an outsider and a reformer, sort of like Trump. He was elected president in 2019 in a landslide thing, but again, he was seen politically inexperienced. His background as a comedian and TV producer led many observers and political rivals to question his governing experience and if he had the ability to. I mean, they still a country right now, but they all holding on by a string. So I don't know. So no matter who's in office, somebody's got to learn the job.
Well, I'm sure he's laughing. He's having a good comedy hour
every day when he thinks about the shenanigans he's pulled on the U.S. and how much money he's gotten out of us. And so, but, I still say Mayor George Washington said it the best when he was leaving office. Beware of political parties. And he didn't say Democrat or he didn't say Republican.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Mayor.
Right. Appreciate it. And we still got to be aware of political parties. Anyway, let me get back to House Bill 475. Legislation would require Alabama Public Service Commission, the APSC, to hold traditional rate cases for regulated utilities every 3 years. This hasn't happened in Alabama in 40 years. Now we discuss why beneath us. Okay. The purpose of capping the Public Service Commission subpoena power to gather evidence. Okay, rate cases would be open as evidentiary hearings under oath, granting Alabama the Public Service Commission subpoena power. Alabama Public Service Commission subpoena, and I think we need it. Prohibits Alabama Power from passing on costs to ratepayers for lobbying. Okay, advertising, political spending, charitable giving, and association dues. The Alabama Public Service Commission could be impeached if the rate cases aren't open. They could be impeached. Okay, I'm just. I think you start messing with people's lives, with their ability to survive. That wakes people up. That just wake Kamala. That just wakes people up. This is why this energy problem we have with Alabama Power or gas. We're talking about people's lives. You cut people's power off, they can't survive. I mean, it's hard enough. Listen, it's hard enough to do it anyway. Now everything's going up, and but people's checks are not going up. And even if everybody's check did go up, everything else would still go up. So I don't know. I think but Alabama's is not unlike any other state. They'll wait till it gets to critical mass, and then we want to do something about it. Again, like I've always said, what happens to the older people whose light bill is more than their check? So how do they survive? Yeah. So I don't know. Mm-mm-mm. Well, now that. Now, Willie, that's true. That is true. Uh, I think um, the Terminator did a decent job in California. At least I don't. I mean, the state is still there, and Ronald Reagan, of course, got his name in the movies. That's true. Okay, I'm just saying, but we always pick on people because we don't like where they start, or like Hexeth. He this and he did that. And okay, your past is not necessarily indicative of your future. Okay, it will somehow form your future, but the past is not indicative of your future. Everybody done stepped on it. Everybody that's done something that that if the magnifying glass of life was put on us, we would look really bad. Okay, so everybody, no, nobody gets out of that. Okay, but we just choose to pick. We just choose who we want to bombard with all their faults, never looking at their good side. And you know what? I do believe that Trump has some good sides. From what I can tell, he's done a lot of things for poor folks in New York, but he can't come. You can't tell everybody what you're doing anyway. Okay, at least I think. Yeah, and Zelensky is hardly Reagan. That's true too. But Reagan wasn't Reagan until he became Reagan. Hey, that was profound. Now Reagan was not Reagan until he became President Reagan. That was profound. Anyway, yesterday, let me get on something else. Yesterday, how many of you guys know what quantum physics are? Now, I don't really have a grasp on it, but I can tell you it is something that is I won't even get into that. I'll wait till I get somebody on here to talk about it. because I can't really talk about it. But it is an up and coming, it's an up and coming, a bunch of up and coming theories. Okay, up and coming theories. Okay, move right along to other things. Okay, how is impact profit? I don't care about your profit. Now here's one I don't quite understand why this had to get why we had to do a news article on this. However, however, it seems, and where my thing go here? I got my news right here. Republicans are set to march across Selma's Edmund Pettus Bridge. The question I would ask is why? Why? He can't. Right? Yeah. But I'm before the day is over. I'm gonna call. I gotta call Streamyard and see why can I get him uh, uh, returned? Because yeah, I want him to write. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Uh, and now yesterday I did ask the mayor about the levitate and $119,000. Uh, but I'm gonna take care of that. Yeah, I want him to be able to write a note. So we're gonna make. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that's taken care of today. Um, on March the 7th, 1965, voting rights marchers attempted to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma. The Selma to Montgomery march was halted after mounted troopers deployed tear gas as the group of 600 crossed the bridge. Marchers were met with violence, leading to dozens of injuries. The day will be known as Bloody Sunday. So the Republicans have decided that they're going to march across the bridge too, which is cool. We need some diversity and equity and inclusion. Okay, we need some of that. Okay, each year, hundreds gather to walk across that bridge in remembrance of that fateful day. Many of the participants represent the Democratic Party, most of them, including former President Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. Joe just didn't know exactly where he was. Over 6 decades after Bloody Sunday, Alabama Minority GOP Chairman George Williams said that it's time for Republicans to start a march across the bridge. Well, I have often said that the Republicans got one big problem, and that is they want you to come to the country club rather than them going to your club. And hopefully, this is a good beginning. You don't really know what people are talking about until you get there and see them. So don't just hide. Don't be hiding at the Montgomery Country Club on that day. Walk and talk to those people. See the history that they talk about. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go, man. Where does time go when you're having fun? I don't know. Where does it go when you're having fun? Okay. But anyway, it is time to go, said the bro. Time to go. But always remember what I tell you each day, that it is not the falling down that gives us strength. It is getting up each and every time we fall. So the only advice I can ever give you that means anything for me, and I have to sort of remember that myself, is to keep getting up. Falling is fine, but staying down is a choice. Keep getting up. Keep doing your thing. What can I tell you? We do what we have to do. Anyway, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is. I'll be on Joe Hagler's show today, though. Yeah, I got to go over to Joe Hagler and piss off the other people on the other side of town. But that's okay. That's what I do. I do it well, as a matter of fact. So, we're on the CW from 11 to 12 this morning. So I'm going to go to Joe. I want some brain, somebody with a big brain to come over there. So that's why I'm going. CW in Montgomery. Have a great day. It's not what happens to you in life that matters, but what you do about it. All right? See you. And don't forget lessons of life. Did I have lessons of life today? I think I got it somewhere in here. I got it somewhere. Somewhere I got the lessons of life. Well, it's somewhere in there. Oh, it is. It's the lessons of life right here. Yes, lessons of life. The only way to grow is to do things that challenge us intellectually and physically. There really are no shortcuts through life, only impediments. Keep moving. You're a great day.
Through storms that rage and skies of blue, each day I wake and I choose you in every heartbeat, in every prayer. Thankful for life and the love we share.